Let's roll. Damn it. Yeah, hi there. Whew. Well guys, out and about again. I am right now actually at the gate of a church, believe it or not, or let's just say what is left of that. So I'm in Asbeke, Monastery of Asbeke. You probably never heard of that, so it's not a shame. It's unknown, nearly unknown. So historians even didn't know about that until some years ago. So we read about the name Asbeke, Asbeke, so in Latin. We knew that from the sources, so on different sources. I brought that with me. So this is Adam of Bremen. So he was a historian, a writer in the 11th century. He did a lot of chronicle stuff, and he's written down histories of Bremen and Hamburg and all. So that's mainly about church stuff. So everything that concerns the church, and I don't know, all these missions going to the pagans, to the heathens, so Scandinavia. So I don't know, trying to spread the word. So that's what they did in the 11th century in Bremen. So they needed a lot of resources, and to get these resources they built monasteries like this. But I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. Let me just first tell you which tobacco we're at for today. So I don't know, I don't know, too many things. I know table. I didn't think this over before, so I should do that. There's this, yeah, a small fountain nearby. I could have used this, but I decided to go to the church. Anyway, just put that away. So, alright guys, so we're going for two different tobaccos. Well, one is the Peterson limited edition summertime 2020, and we have a Peterson Special Reserve 2020. So I think I'm going to keep things short today. So what? I think after the review you're going to know why. It's not because it's bad tobacco. Alright, should we start with the summer tobacco? I don't know, summer's already on. Somehow. Even if, I don't know, some guy's still freezing. Alright, let's go with the summer. So, you know what? I don't know. These tins, they can drive you crazy. So I don't know. So they have a little crack here. So it's supposed to, I don't know, being used to get into that, and then, well, yeah, well, you know, I don't have much of fingernails, so I don't. So sometimes it's difficult to open that. Well, I guess that's complaining on a high level, but so summertime, yeah, it looks very, well, it looks very orange-like. So you could guess, well, that's an orange. No, it isn't. So let me just put that away. And you see, I already hit on hard on the tin. So that's a Peterson. So Peterson, we all know Peterson. They don't do the stuff on their own. So that's Peterson part of company. Scandinavian Tobacco Group, STG, we all know that. So it changed. Before that was, yeah, mainly produced by McBaron and so on. But now the tobaccos, I guess these aromatic tobaccos, they're just usual suspects within this group of Scandinavian Tobacco Group. And well, my guess will be it's an oil, or it's a Larsen, but I don't know, something just makes me think it's an oil. Anyway, it's distributed and branded by Peterson, so we take that as a Peterson. I show you the tobacco, although there's really nothing special about it. Can you see that? Yeah, so it's the usual special edition looking stuff. So with some, I don't know, some wild cut parts, and no, that's mainly it. So just make a guess what's in there. So when it comes to tobacco, it's not hard to guess. So it's Virginia, it's Burley, and it's Black Cavendish. What else? So alright, but that's just what they use to put the aroma on, to be honest. So that's a heavy aromatic. Well, it's a summer tobacco. If you take a first whiff, it's not too easy to guess. So I don't know, berry and so on. But I read they say it's apple and black currant, and I don't know. If you smell it with this kind of information, well, you get it. So yeah, it's a decent mixture of apple and black currant. You can say that. So, but it's pretty half and half. So the apple likes to be, I don't know, dominant, and the black currant, if used, likes to be dominant too. So perhaps these are two players, I don't know, leveling each other or whatever. So yeah, it's pretty much leveled. All right. If you use the tobacco, if you smoke the tobacco, if you pack your pipe, you won't face any special difficulties or something. So it's a ribbon. There's nothing really special about it. The taste is the taste that you would expect from a decent fruity aromatic, and that's pretty much it. So it burns down to the last third of the bowl. I don't know, no really sharp notes, no harshness, a decent quality, but that's just if you're really into this kind of fruity, high aromatic tobacco. So it's a good smoke. It is, I was wondering, it is pretty much citrus-like. So, wow, these fruity citrus notes, they're really on the surface. So sometimes I think there are straight and natural Virginias provide more sweetness than this kind of aromatic tobacco. Pointed in the fruity direction with heavy citrus notes. but perhaps that's just me. Well, you see, summer has us. Alright, so it's a good tobacco, you can smoke that, you won't face too many differences, but that's it. So there's nothing too special about it. That's why I don't want to talk about this one any longer, except for the price. Let me take another look on tin. I go down from that again. So alright, that's 24 euros 30 cents. Alright, that's a typical special edition price. So should we go with the other tobacco for the Special Reserve 2020? So, well, you know, always if these tobaccos show up, so these Peterson special editions, I don't know, there's something about them. So very few of these Peterson special editions let me down, and normally they're quite reliable. So last year, for example, pretty good. If you can still get one, but be careful with these tins. They're not really for cellaring or whatever. Well, even if they're hard to open. Alright. So, which tobaccos do they use? Make a guess. Virginia, Burley, Black Cavendish. Alright. Same thing here. Oh, it's coming off. You see, I had to do the video because I don't know, I was hitting pretty hard on this tin, and otherwise could have shown you tobacco. I don't know, 2 or 3 days from now. I guess there will not have been anything left to show you. So, but that's not so important to show you that because, well, you know, it's a bit brighter, but nothing really special about it. Yeah, some black products. Well, you know, sometimes they just add Black Cavendish because it looks good, so everyone knows that. So the amount of Black Cavendish isn't the amount that it can do any, I don't know, it just couldn't make really a huge difference, let's say that. Just a few black spots makes the tobacco look nice. Anyway, we like nice looking tobacco, don't we? So that's all right. So, and they say they add a little bit of almond. So, and when you take a whiff, slightly, but just in the back, to be honest, I can still smell the tobacco. So, it's still Virginia. I don't know if I can really, I don't know, classify that or can make a difference between Virginia and Burley when it comes to detect that under an aromatic. But you can still taste the natural tobacco. So, and a hint of almond and vanilla. So they don't say they add vanilla, but my guess is there's a hint of that. So this tobacco is a huge difference. So these two tobaccos, they're really different animals. This tobacco is really decent tobacco. So, well, they say, I think for both tobaccos it's 4 out of 5 or something when it comes to the aroma, but for me, this tobacco, I don't know, the aroma just underlines the tobacco. It's a bit more than that. I admit, it's a bit more than that. But it's not overwhelming, doesn't jump your face or something like that. So it doesn't kill the tobacco. And I think that's always a good news when it comes to these heavy aromatic tobaccos or aromatic tobaccos at all. When the aroma doesn't kill the tobacco, and that's the case here. It is nothing, yeah, perhaps it is something to write home about. Well, depends on what the family has at home, at hand when it comes to tobacco, but it's nothing you want to smoke for the rest of your life, let's say that. but it's a decent aromatic. You can really go for that. It's good stuff, reliable quality, and that's pretty much reminds me pretty much of some of the Larsen tobaccos, well, these special editions. This is pretty much the same thing I always say in the videos about Larsen tobaccos. It isn't something for the rest of your life, but it's decent tobacco, and it's, yeah, it's good craftsmanship, let's say that. You don't have any chemical notes, so it's not bitey, it's no tongue bite. You have to be careful if you go too hard on the tobacco, what I like to do. So, well, I'm a hungry smoker, so, but if you go slowly on tobacco, you won't face any problems. And these issues, they mainly go back to the Virginia tobacco, I guess. Not too much on the aroma, that's more about the Virginia, and because of the cut. So the cut isn't too wide and likes to get hot. So alright, that's pretty much it when it comes to these two tobaccos. Forgot about the price, but let me guess. I guess the same price. 24 euros 30 cents. Anyway, alright guys, let me just add one or two words about this special site here. So Asbeke is around 100 kilometers south of Bremen, and still this monastery was founded by the Bishop of Bremen, and he did it because, well, you know, main church, Cathedral of Bremen, that burned down to the ground, and I think in 1041. So first half of the 11th century, 1041, I think. And he really, so the church really needed new stones, new material, everything, kind of concrete and everything you need to build up a new cathedral. So and they knew that here in these small hills, well, this is covered by hills here, and they knew that these hills, they contain huge amounts of stones, really good and nice stones. So sandstones, high valuable sandstones. So, you know, found in a monastery. Well, it's good to spread the word, but yeah, for these churchmen in the old times, that wasn't only about spreading the word. That's one thing, but it was always about resources. That's medieval times. That's pretty usual. So they founded that to get their hands on that. So just to, I don't know, occupy the land, claim it, and just to see what they can do when it comes to all these materials. So they did. Well, this monastery here, so I wanted to show you, the interesting point is really, so number one, we didn't know about that. So a few years ago, a farmer found out, because, well, you see, this is right in the middle of a field, and every time we was working on the field, we're coming up some sandstones and I don't know, strange things, and that's what I really like about people here. They don't, I don't know, cover up, or they just, I don't know, put that away. I'm being silent about that, so nobody finds out and so on. No, they really love to discover the past. So it's their past. They appreciate it, and it seems some kind of precious to him. It's the same with the old side I showed you, where they with the court side I showed you, the medieval court side, was same thing there. So people around, they really, I don't know, feel connected to their past. So they called I don't know, administration, and they coming in, archaeology came in and I don't know, the research. So that's the result. So they found out all these foundations, so these ground walls of the church. And the interesting point is, it's very, very small, very small. So if you think of a monastery and all those friars and so on, we always think about huge buildings. And one of the reasons is that those buildings, they survived, and we know about them today because we visit them as tourists and so on. These are huge and important monasteries, but most of the monasteries, especially in our first periods, they're very small, and life was very, very simple for the friars who lived here. Probably can't see the church. This is just a few meters. It's just, I don't know, it's 5 or 10 meters in whole length, and then they added another part later on. So, and this monastery was given up very quickly, very quickly. So why was that? And that's why I brought the book. So I don't think I really translate that, but let's see. Yeah, this was founded, the whole thing here, we found out in the sources. So after this place showed up from the earth, archaeology found it, and we were wondering, yeah, what is this place? Obviously it has a church and a small monastery. Which one is it? So, and then the search began, and then suddenly some notes at Adam of Bremen, that these notes suddenly made sense, and they really fit to this monastery. So then we found out about it, and we also found out that the monastery was given up very quickly. The reason was, so the monastery was founded by a really important bishop of Bremen, a high-ranking bishop, powerful man, even I don't know, was even close to the emperor and so on. And yeah, he founded that, and one day he came here to visit, and I was pretty close to the first decades, and he visited this monastery, and during the visit a whole building crashed down. So that was bad luck. So it seems that he was really impressed by that. I don't know if he thought that's a sign or whatever, but or he was just disappointed by, I don't know, the ignorance of his guys, or the incompetence of the guys he sent. I don't know. So, but pretty sure is that soon after this incident, so when the building crashed down, right during the visit of this important bishop, monastery probably was given up. Monastery was given up, but not the land. So that meant, even, I don't know, 200 years, 300 years later, Bremen still claimed the land, and they still dug the stone and got the stones out of the hills. Well, mainly until it was finished. Well, after that, Bremen got his stones for the huge cathedral from elsewhere. They just bought it. Yeah, that's pretty much the story. So these ruins are some kind of greeting, 1,000 years ago, 1,000-year-old greetings. And if you are here, well, nobody's around. It's quiet here, just the field around. You can have an idea what it has been 1,000 years ago. And yeah, still impressive for me. I've seen so many yeah, so many comparable sites, but every time it's impressive for me. Alright guys, that's pretty much it. I give you a little tour, so I show you different rooms, perhaps you get an idea, do some footage, and well, let's see. So I hope all of you are well, hope you're doing well. Perhaps you give one of these Petersons a shot. Well, 2020 edition, well, you still have time for that at least. Alright guys, hope you all are well. Take care, be well, and perhaps see you again. here we have the entrance to the church. So now we enter the church. And we're already now in the altar room. So, and this actually was the end of the first church. So the first period they used that. And yeah, after that, so sometimes after that, they just felt the need to have a bigger church. So they just added another 2 sections here. So we go around, so we take a look on the church from this side now. So, and yeah, we have a small chapel here on the side. But if you see that, so this is really small. So this is just, I don't know, 3 meters on 5 meters. So yeah, so and what you might guess that could be a huge building here isn't a building at all. So that's just the yard. So that's just an outer wall for the yard here. So in this part, we're not absolutely sure, but this part may have been the part for some animals here, perhaps for the horse or whatever. Bring that in. So you see, that's all very small. Oh, that's impressive. All right, guys, that's it. Take care. Damn it. Force is coming in.